Please stand for the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Cecily, roll call, please.
Counselor Gorley. Here. Counselor Richards.
Here.
Counselor Sanchez.
Here.
Counselor Thorstad.
Here.
Counselor Trask.
Here.
President Pro Tem Mahler.
Here.
Mayor Coleman.
Present. Let the record show that we have 7 present and none absent. Moving on, consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. Cecily, please call for a vote.
Counselor Sanchez.
Yes.
Counselor Thorstad.
Yes.
Counselor Trask.
Yes.
President Pro Tem Mahler.
Yes.
Mayor Coleman.
Yes.
Counselor Gorley.
Yes.
Counselor Richards.
Yes.
Let the record show that we have 7 ayes and no nays to approve the minutes and the consent agenda. Moving on to the next item on the agenda, we have recognition of visitors and hearing of petitions. Calvin Ames would like to come forward. Please keep in mind you have 3 minutes. You take a seat here, name and address for the record.
My name's Calvin Ames, 1188 55th Street. I'm representing the people of Sweet Home, Oregon right now. There's been some misdoings in this town. I got in a bad bike wreck. I was supposed to bring some videos in here. There's a police report. I ran in one of your man covers that was turned upside down. My front tire went in it and just slammed me into this pavement. There's a police report, hospital report. I'm going to have to ask you for another continuance because I've been down for 3 weeks. I've just been able to start getting around again. I have a lot of backers in this town. You know, I want to make you guys great. You guys are pretty good people. There's a couple of you that want to sweep this under the carpet, but that ain't the right way to go about it. I mean, we can make this town great. We're rated as the worst city in the United States of America. That ain't right. I am your person. I've walked every kind of life there is. I would like to help you guys and help myself and get this town up and going again. I know these people out on the streets. I know every walk of life there is in this town. And I'd like you guys to work with me. I'm here. And, you know, that's what I want. I don't know if you guys want that. Good.
Well, if that's what you're here for, that's wonderful. I'm glad you want to make this town great. We do too. I would like to pass you on to the city manager because she'd love to meet with you. So if you guys could maybe set up a meeting.
How about Monday afternoon? 2 o'clock? Okay.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
perfect. Let's meet
Well,
then. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
guys.
so much, Calvin. Also, under recognition of visitors and hearing of petitions, information only, Sweet Home Fire District updates. Please come forward, state your name and address.
Hi, I'm Nick Tyler, the fire chief for Sweet Home Fire. Address would be 1099 Long Street in Sweet Home. So it's been about 2 years since I've seen you guys before, or last time, and it's just as uncomfortable sitting here in the middle of the room. So, here to kind of talk about where we are with the exciting stuff, and thank you for the invitation.
Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it.
It's been the highlight of my Tuesday so far. So we are days away from signing our agreement. We got the board authorization to do so last Tuesday, and we will be signing our agreement with the Forest Service and moving forward with our wildland hand crew. That's a major milestone for the fire district. I believe the fire district's always been here for the community. This is one more example of another service that we're going to be able to provide. I'm hoping to start hiring in May. I think we'll have the paperwork all complete by then and move forward and do that project. I should have asked, is everybody familiar with the project? I apologize.
I think it'd be great if you could explain it for those
Yeah.
in the audience that have not heard. of
Sorry,
it.
I've had
That's all
many,
right.
many conversations about this over the last 6 months. So we are partnering with the Forest Service and a third-party organization called the NFF, the National Forest Foundation, and we are going to do potential control line work on Forest Service property. Basically, fuels mitigation and building a 100-foot buffer on each side of a road, 20 miles worth of road for a total of 40 miles. So 20 miles each year. Doing that on the east end of town, we figure there's about, we'll say 40 days worth of work on that project when this crew's up and running. That gives us the ability to respond to wildfires in the summertime. So we will have a hand crew in our area to respond to wildfires. On top of Kelsey and I have talked a lot on how we can partner together and do kind of my impression or my vision of this is we could do the best work in the world 40 miles that side of town, but our community doesn't see it. I think it's important that the community sees us in the community doing work and helping reassure them that we're here to help with the fire danger that more more Oregonians are now facing. So that's the plan. Looking forward to that partnership as well as partnerships with the county and Watershed Council. So hopefully we get started soon. There's some time constraints up on the Forest Service property with spotted owl habitat and stuff like that, snowpack. So hopefully we get this thing up and running and we start doing work in the city soon.
Right. Any questions of counselors? I have a question, but I'll start, I guess. Where would you start in the city? Is there a specific area that you would focus your attention on first?
There's stuff that we've talked about, different areas of concern. One of my personal biggest areas of concern is kind of our north side, the whole north end of our community, just with the vegetation in there and some of the transient population and stuff like that we had fires in there last year. That's a concern. There's several city parks.
Yes, we were looking at some of our city parks and ways that we could partner in Quarry Park with some of the trail systems, with other things that we might be able to have grant funded, that we could then partner with the fire district on making both our community safer, but also improved. And based on our conversations, we've been kind of waiting to see if all of this was moving forward, and it finally is. We're finally there. So it's really exciting.
Yeah.
Any other questions of counselors?
Madam Mayor, may I? Sorry, Josh. So you said you were looking to hire a crew. Is that in-house or is that something that people from the community who have experience can also apply for, or is that just within?
Yeah, anybody can apply for it. So we're looking at 5 to 10 year-round employees and then some seasonal employees. That's a big ask in today's job market. So anybody with experience, anybody that has an interest in wildfire firefighting, we welcome them to apply.
And Chief, they apply with you at your? Okay.
Yeah, it'll be Sweet Home Fire.
Is this like designed to be a revenue stream for you guys? Is that what the thing is?
That's one aspect of it. And so looking back a couple of years, about a year and a half, we were looking at going to an operational levy to kind of help fix some of our part-time programs. In order to do that, to generate the finances needed to fix that program, we were looking at doubling our tax rate. So going to the taxpayers and asking them to double their tax burden, which that didn't quite sit well with me. So I felt that we can explore some other options. Over my wildland experience, looking at that arena and how it's impacting everything, I thought there was a way to get a win-win out of this. So Christian Whitfield, who's put a lot of work into this project, him and I sat down to kind of talk about it. And one, how do we make the community safer and provide a better service to the community? But there is a revenue stream associated with this as well. So with some of the things that we're trying to do, that hand crew could potentially make $20,000 to $30,000 a day on a fire. We're funding it with the Forest Service money. And so, being able to generate that revenue stream, not have to go to the taxpayers and ask them to double their tax burden is a huge benefit. So it's an element, but it's not the element that got us there.
Thank you. Well done.
Thank you.
Any other questions from counselors?
Can I just add one
Yeah.
little point? Last year, one of our large concerns was the amount of fuels that we do have in Sweet Home. So the idea of being able to mitigate this, particularly around our borders, particularly with the Wiley Creek fire that we had before, this could significantly make Sweet Home safer. So I just want to thank you. I think it's a really
Thank you.
great thing that you all are doing. So thanks.
I also want to thank you and Christian for the work you guys have done on this, because I think it's a very creative idea. And I think the work and leadership you guys showed in cooperation with the Wiley Creek Fire, really protecting Sweet Home, but working with other organizations has helped you be in this position today. So good job on that. And thank you for considering Sweet Home and working to continue to keep us safe. We appreciate all your efforts. So thank you very much. And thanks for coming tonight.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Madam Mayor, also recognize we have a lot of the board members here this evening. and just want to say he's doing a good job and thank you for all you do.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Good night. Moving on to the next item on our agenda, request for council action, city attorney contract extension.
Right, thank you. So first off, I want to just thank Robert Snyder for graciously offering to help us through this transition. As an update, we do have a posting for the city attorney position, as well as an RFP that's currently out requesting applicants for the city attorney position. Both of those are due to close at the end of April. So we're hoping to have some of those pieces coming towards us, but it's going to take a little while before all of those pieces happen and before council just selects our city attorney. So we have a contract extension to take us through that transitional time. So that's what's before you all.
Any questions from counselors? No.
I move to approve the extension agreement.
I have a motion and a second. Cecily, please call for a vote.
Counselor, excuse me, Counselor Thorstad,
Yes.
Counselor Trask,
Yes.
President Pro Tem Mueller,
Yes.
Mayor Coleman,
Yes.
Counselor Gorley,
Yes.
Counselor Richards.
Yeah.
Counselor Sanchez.
Yes.
Let the record show that we have 7 ayes and no nays to approve the city attorney contract extension. Moving on to the next item on the agenda, resolution number 8 for 2024. A new list of stop signs.
Thank you. So as you all recall, we had a workshop where we went through various stop signs and council brought forward multiple additional stop signs that you all requested. We took those stop signs back to the Traffic Safety Committee as well as to our staff and reviewed them. And we wanted to bring forward a recommendation of a few stop signs, some of which that were recommended you'll not see on this list because we still need to do some additional research and study on those, but we hope to bring them back at a later date. But these are ones that staff and the Traffic Safety Committee, particularly Traffic Safety Committee, wanted to move forward for this particular council meeting. So I can read off the list of them. Adam, can you pull that up? And then, yeah, scroll down to the maps. So the first one was Long Street and 23rd Avenue, making that a 4-way stop. Scroll down to the next one. Okay, so that is actually a stop sign that we have had on our plan, and somehow it got removed and didn't actually get put back. So even though this was not one that I think was initially on our list, we brought this one back as a recommendation because we actually had it on our plan as being there. And that one is on Live Oak and 44th Avenue. And then the next one is on Airport Road and 44th Avenue, as well as Airport Road on 46th and 47th, and Long Street on 47th. As well as the stop sign on Mountain View Road at Elm Street, making the intersection a 3-way stop. So wanted to bring those back to council for your approval, and we can either approve them all at once or we can go through each one. So I'll leave that up to you all.
I make a motion to approve all at once.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Cecily, please call for a vote.
Counselor Trask,
Yes.
President Pro Tem Mueller,
Yes.
Mayor Coleman,
Yes.
Counselor Gorley,
Yes.
Counselor Richards.
Yes.
Counselor Sanchez.
Yes.
Counselor Thorstad.
Yes.
Let the record show that we have 7 ayes and no nays to approve the stop signs. Moving on to the next item on the agenda. It is a city manager's report. Technically, it's reports of committees, but I don't know if anybody has any reports.
I
So-
do,
You do? Yay. Share.
but I don't want to take city managers.
No, go.
Okay,
She'll have an
so
opportunity.
it was a long time coming, but I was able to sit down with the FAC Advisory Committee. And I was really pleased with the information that was presented. I believe we have housed 27 clients out of that facility. We also have all of the occupants currently with ties to the city of Sweet Home. So I know there's been some concerns of people being bussed in or coming from out of city limits, and it's been confirmed that all clients are tied to Sweet Home. I know that they're going through a transition with some staff, but it's really looking upward. And so I was just happy to hear all of the good news that was reported.
Thank you for sharing that with us. That was really important information. Any other committee reports? No. City managers report.
Okay, thank you. So one, I just wanted to say thank you to the Park and Tree Committee and to staff and everybody for a very successful Arbor Day. That seemed to be a very neat event that was very well attended. So I think figured out that the secret sauce for getting a lot of people for Arbor Day is making it a kid event. So that was fun to see as well. So great job to everybody there. We would like to tentatively start scheduling a budget committee meeting on May 29th. So if you all can check your schedules and get back to me and see if that would work as a budget committee meeting. We'll also be reaching out to the rest of budget committee. Budget is mostly done, so it's just a matter of getting all of those pieces together and bringing them forward. So we also submitted letters with over 165 different signatures to ask Representative Lori Chavez de Remer's office to ask for funding for our water treatment center, water treatment facility, because of the changes that were necessary with the Green Peter drawdown. So really want to thank everybody in the community who signed on for that, and we'll see what happens, but hopefully we'll get some funding. I also want to thank them because they've taken this project very seriously and asked a lot of questions, and hopefully we submitted a good proposal there. Along those same lines, I submitted my declaration of support, a proposed motion to intervene in the Green Peter drawdown today, and the motion is actually getting filed in the next couple days. So it's at council's direction, and this is for trying to have the Green Peter drawdown stopped, as well as the other lawsuit that we've already brought forward on what we are trying to do there as well. Going on a slightly more positive note, we are going to be installing swings in Sankey Park in the next couple weeks, and so please be on the lookout for a ribbon cutting. We're very excited to see those swings. And then we're also getting ready. We have an RFP out for the engineering design for the upper piece. So there's a lot of great things happening in that park. And speaking of parks, we are looking at the park on Osage and 42nd. And so we're still working on getting grants for the playground equipment there, but we are going to be cleaning up that area. That was another area that we were concerned about having to do with fire. And we had some people camping in that area and lighting fires, and it's right in the middle of some neighborhoods. So we're going to be clearing out a lot of those trees, putting in a playground, opening it up for potential trails and things like that, and getting that set up. So we're going to have some community meetings on that next Thursday. Yes, May 2nd. At 6 o'clock. Thank you. For anybody who would like to attend and talk about what type of playground equipment and so forth you'd like to see there. This is on the east side, so we're excited to be bringing a park to that area, and the way that this is getting structured, there will actually, between the grant funding and the revenue from the trees, we will actually probably be bringing revenue back into the city while still creating a park. So we're really excited about that. Oh, and then finally, well, a couple things. One, we still have the fashion show on May 4th. Please bring your friends. Please buy dresses. There will be samples of cakes. It will be fun. It'll be 2 p.m. And then FAC is also doing a benefit on May 11th and trying to keep their facility going. So if anybody wants to support that, I want to make sure everyone's aware of that as well. And then finally, we are actually the first city, and at the moment, the only city, to be compliant with DEQ's recycling requirements. Those requirements only come in once you hit 10,000 people. And now that we are considered to be over 10,000 by DEQ, we had to go ahead and confirm these requirements, and they're actually a lot. So I want to thank Adam and Cecily and everybody, and particularly Sweet Home Sanitation, on helping us with that, because we are currently the only city in Lynn County that has met those requirements. So that's kind of exciting. So we're leading the way once again. So thanks. Bye.
Well done on that, being compliant and having DEQ happy with us. That's good. So, Mayor's report. I don't have one tonight. Department director reports. Anything department directors would like to share? No. Any questions of counselors?
Hey, Chief, any update on the traffic officer? And we're gonna
Yeah, so we were just talking about this, I think yesterday. So we have our 2 in the academy. They graduate at the end of May, I believe. And we're hoping to get that position up and running June, July. So we just have to get one of those people out on their own solo patrol. So it's coming up quick. So, barring anything that we can't see in the future, like, people leaving, we should be good to go with that position. So we're pretty excited about it. And as you've probably noticed, the last few months, our traffic enforcement stats have been up, citations have been up, and so we've been actively, looking at those issues and those problems anyway, and being proactive about that. So,
thanks, Chief. Keep up
Yeah.
the good work.
Any other questions from counselors?
Chief, I have one right here. Just didn't want everybody to hear it. So the speed signs that we have that are not working, is there a plan to get those put back together, like the one right out here?
there is not a formal plan, but we have been talking about it, and we're trying to come up with the best options that are going to satisfy us long term. We're looking at the problem with some of these is you've got to actually have somebody go and download the data out of these. The captain and I were at a conference this last week, and they had vendors there. And one of the things that I was impressed with is there are some of these speed signs that you can put up that are solar powered, and all you need to do is be, within close proximity with your laptop or whatever to download data. So I want to take a closer look at that and just have something that is more reliable and less cumbersome. But yeah, not a formal plan, but we are talking about it. So.
Okay, that's all I need. Thank you.
Any other questions? Anything for the council business for the good of the order?
Madam Mayor, may I? I have 2 things. I just want to say happy Passover started last night. It was the first night of Passover for this entire week. So to all of our Jewish residents, I want to say Hag Sameach. And then the second thing is we have a primary election coming up May 21st, and the final day to register to vote or change your affiliation from a NAV is April 30th. So hopefully everybody participates. Thank you.
Any other business? I'll wrap this meeting up at 6:54.